Hello, everyone. This is Tina Jones, the host and producer of the Empower You Expo, which is May 2nd, 2020. And I'm here with Bill and Kris Barney because they are a couple and they are both individual workshop presenters. So if you want to hear more about their individual workshops, please go search through the videos and find Bill and Kris Barney's individual video and Bill Barney's individual video so you can learn more about what their presentation will be about. But I wanted to have a casual conversation with them about who they are as a couple and their life. So your business name together is called All Things Possible Incorporated. And just that title is intriguing because it's like you guys are both authors and you have like All Things Possible. That's an intriguing business title. So tell us about yourself as a couple and some of the things you've been through in life.
Well, and I think the title, All Things Possible, is so many things can happen to us in life that we think are limited. We're a victim of our circumstances. And it's our belief and philosophy and what we teach and share is that all things are possible, that anything is possible, that we are not limited by our circumstances and what's happened to us.
Well, and to think about the possibilities of what if I were to create change? What is possible if I'm willing to put in the effort and to either learn the skill or dive in and have some goals and do things differently? Like what is possible for you? And the sky's the limit. You know, all things are possible for every person, whether that's business or personal life or anything that you're trying to achieve. The possibilities are endless. So we love our company name and have loved just the different aspects around it.
So one of the things that comes to my mind is just human nature that we all want to compare ourselves, right? So as somebody outside looking in at this beautiful family, you guys have been married for 35 years, excuse me, and been together all that time.
Yeah, we got married when we was 11 years old. That's why we were so young.
And it will be 36 by the event. So
okay, so 36 years. So I mean, you guys probably have life so peachy and everything's easy, and you've probably never had challenges or upset.
That's right.
No.
We won the lottery the first year we got married, and it's just been on easy street ever since.
That's right. So how in the world can I even relate to you? Why would I even want to come to one of your workshops, right?
No, we've been through the
We did not win the lottery. We did not. That's
okay.
Yeah, and in fact, our marriage started, we left on a 10-day honeymoon and came home, and within days, his mechanic shop was flooded. His tools were floating across
business.
I-15. At the time, he had his own business, and his tools were floating across I-15. And it washed out his shop.
So we spent the first several weeks.
I had to go get a job so that I could bring in money while we tried to save your parents' home. It covered my Trans Am car. All you can see is just a little bit of the top of my Trans Am. It was, like, it should have been a warning sign for us because since then we have been through almost every difficult challenge that is out there. But we've chosen to stay. We've chosen to be resilient, to dig deep and push through. We've had some ugly times. I went through a depression that was scary. Like, it was bad. After my twin brother committed suicide, I was in the depths and I didn't really even want to live. And we also went through a head injury with Bill that was a really big struggle.
It changed my personality. I was, for a long time, I was not the person that she married. I was just totally
2 years.
Total personality change. And she stuck through it. She stuck through it. There was a time in our life when we had some serious things going on. Our son had brain cancer. Our daughter had a whole skull reconstruction surgery. They were both in they were both in the hospital in intensive care units on different floors of the hospital at Primary Children's Hospital.
We met in the elevator to switch children.
Oh my goodness! How long?
We call and be like, okay, so meet me down in the elevators and we'll see each other, and then you go to this one and I'll go back down to that one. We've been through tough times. In fact, that year I spent 180 nights in the hospital with my kids, and Bill worked 180 nights all night long. He was working even 24-hour shifts at the time just to make ends meet and keep our family together and keep everything going. So it's not that it's just been this win the lottery, right? That would be
cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
But you know
I'm
what?
not opposed to that.
It would have made us into lazy sloths. We wouldn't have contributed anything to the world, I don't think, if life had been easy. And through everything, and that what we've talked about is just a small portion of the things that we've gone through. We're not trying to say poor pity us or anything like that. But through that all, we believe that you can be resilient, that all things are possible. In fact, what got Kris into her, what she's doing and sharing with her professional career now, is people would always come to her for advice. They would say, how do you get through everything you've gone through? I've just got this one little thing and it's taken me under. How do you do it? And she realized that over the years, we've developed these skills of how to be resilient and get through things. And that she has a knack for helping people figure their life out and get through, because I'm not saying that nobody's had it harder than us, but we've been there, and we've been able to learn the skills as to how to overcome and how to get through.
Cool. So what is the one thing that you guys use to help you and get through all that stuff? And are one or both of you going to teach us some of those tips and tools in your workshop at the Empower You Expo?
Yes, we are definitely. That's what we're about, is sharing our message and sharing what we want to, what we feel can serve people to make their lives better. So the one tip that we have used is, I think, trust. Trust each other. Huge. Trust each other, and trust that you can get through it. What would you say, Derek?
Well, I think be willing to accept where you are at, and to know that there's things you're going to have to do to change. Like, you've got to make that decision and take action. Not everything's going to be handed to you. And the more action you can take, and the more you can strive for, where do I want to go? And, Bill wrote the book on forgiveness, and forgiving yourself is huge. When you don't do it right the first time, like when you have failures, because we've had failures, and we've been able to pull through and continue on. The thing that I love the most is that we find out so much of our ability and our strengths by what we have gone through. So as one of the things I'm going to be teaching is the template and the process to discover the gifts in the garbage. Like, what are those nuggets? What are those things that you're taking from the experiences you're having? What are you learning from the challenge? And I teach that to corporate, I teach that to entrepreneurs, I teach that to just people in their everyday lives. Because when we can find what we're learning and we can embrace that to move forward, we have huge success. And I think for you, one of the biggest keys for Bill is the forgiveness, the book.
The letting go, the being able to let go. I mean, we could call it forgiveness, we can call it letting go. It's not a religious process. It's letting go of the past. I think what Kris said is key to both of our messages is when something happens to us, do we just focus on the tragedy, or do we move past it? And too many times it's, I'm a victim of, I have this illness. And that's what we focus on. That becomes our identity, is our victimhood, or our illness, or our tragedy, or our drama, whatever that is. That becomes our identity. And when that happens, we get stuck. We stay right there. We need to focus on accepting, yes, this happened to me. No, it was not fun, but how do I get around it? How do I get through it? Whatever the case may be, that's what we focus on.
And I want to just share a little piece right there. There was a time in our life that Bill had been employed and was doing phenomenal, and some stuff happened and he lost his job. And it was a big, huge impact. We had a lot going on, and it wasn't, I'm just going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. The next day he was out working for someone else, and he was like, I don't care what you're going to pay me. I just need a job, and I'm going to do this. That wasn't just the first time. He got laid off 2 or 3 days after we bought our first home, after we moved in. and within 2 days he had a job. Like, you have to be willing to go after it. But when we started our mobile mechanic business at what, 2002?
Yeah, it was
18
because of
years
having
ago?
lost a job, and I immediately took a job just at whatever, just to stay busy and keep something happening. But within 2 or 3 weeks, we created an idea. Hey, I can do this business, and right now we have a very successful mobile repair business that because of that, that was born of tragedy. I never would have started that business had I not lost my job.
Right.
It was a nice, well-paying, a lot of security in that job. I intended to stay there the rest of my career. But because of that tragedy, I ended up creating a business, a very unique business and a unique model, the way to do it. But it's paid me so much more money than I would have made, and I can take vacation whenever I want. So,
Well, that same company came back and tried to get him to come back. Like, they could see how much he was doing and the benefit that they lost. And we stayed with what we were doing, and it's been phenomenal. I mean, 18 years later, it
totally changed our
huge.
lives. But it was because of a tragedy. So I could have laid down, gone on unemployment, all these things, poor, pitiful me. But, and this isn't just about how awesome we are, but if you can relate to those situations, there's different ways you can handle them, and that's our message.
Well, that's super awesome, because that is completely, you guys touched on the whole message of the entire Empower You Expo, because it is all about inspiring people to become their best selves, awaken them to the possibility that they can have and do and be what they want, and inspire them to a new action to embrace the truth of they have their own answers and they are awesome. And we are just here as healers to support you and empower you with tips, tools, education, community support, atta girls, whatever you need, atta boys, so that people can truly be the awesome person that we see they are. So
Right. Embracing that from the inside out. He does healing from the inside out, and I do personal development from the inside out. And that it truly does come from the inside. And it's when you are empowered and when you do own that your brilliance, that you do move to the next level, and you're able to have that forward momentum and the success that you really want. Yeah. And it's not as hard as we think it is.
No, it can be super fast. So I'm thrilled and honored that you guys are, one, that you're my friends, and two, that you guys have said yes to be a part of the Empower You Expo 2020. So I will have some links below on both of your websites, and then you'll want to watch, you'll want to watch both Kris Barney's and Bill Barney's individual workshops, because we will be talking more about that in their video. And so if this is before the expo, be sure to get your tickets at empoweryouexpo.com, and keep on being awesome, Utah.
We're excited.
We're
Can't wait
excited
to see you at the event.
there. It's going to be an amazing event. It'll be a day of transformation.